My name is Benji. I'm a coastal adaptation design strategist with the nation, and Graham works sort of all over the territory. I work more on the reserve, and so a lot of my work is trying to embody what Graham and his team is doing within the territory and bring it into smaller scale projects close to reserve. Because as Graham noted, Tsleil-Waututh means people of the inlet, but one of the big issues that comes up in a lot of community engagement activities is there are people of the inlet that do not have access to the inlet. So there is some irony there, and we are trying to offset that. So with the exclosure pilots that we were working on, we were working with Dom and Tim in trying to just create these super small test exclosures in the closest marsh to Maplewood Mudflats. And it's in the river mouth of the last salmon-bearing creek that is closest to the reserve, McCartney Creek. And so we're really interested in just allowing community to have access to this marsh and in a way that supports the ancestral stewardship practices that have happened here. These technologies are really rooted in the indigenous practice of weirs and of creating these structures that physically hold the marsh and hold the land so that the land can hold community in return. And seeing the marsh, there's been a ton of recession. A lot of it, we are not 100% sure, but we're pretty sure based on the signs that there's been goose browsing and grubbing. We've seen geese in the area. This is a kind of quintessential late night goose snacking photo. And yeah, we were also sort of the site was predetermined by this old log boom that no one really knows why is still there, but it is. And so we had to choose a site that wouldn't get crushed at a high tide and increased wave action. So we were gifted this area where there was goose grubbing and clear marsh platform erosion. We also wanted to source materials locally. We were lucky to work with a wild bird trust at Maplewood Mudflats who needed to get rid of some willow, which was blocking visitors' view of birds. So they wanted to cut down some of this willow, which was lucky for us. And alder that was sourced from the Malcolm Knapp Research Forest, which was in the extended territory of the nation. And so it just took going out to the site. It's a relatively small exclosure. It's 4 meters by 6 meters. And putting it in an area where we're hoping to learn, can it support the marsh platform regeneration, and can it give a break to some of the rhizomes and the vegetation that is currently still in the platform. And so we wove the willow between the stakes. We established a control pilot, which was trying a control plot, which sort of mimics a similar vegetation to what's happening within the plot. We are measuring growth of vegetation, identifying different vegetation, and comparing that over the course of the next year. This was only installed in May of 2024, so we're only about halfway through. So TBD on how it's going. But yeah, I mean, it's great that it's so close to the reserve, and it's great that it sort of supports this smaller scale initiative to mirror what's happening on the larger scale within the territory. And, oh, okay. There's a takeaway slide, and I will sum it up for you. Through this work, I think something that comes up often in the community engagements is just having these like seed projects that emulate into these larger initiatives that come back to supporting the livelihoods of community. And this project and the project that Graham is working on was really the first step in saying, okay, well now we have these things in the territory. What about eating trying a different stewardship practice of eating what is eventually going to impact the site and impact the legacy of stewardship in the territory. So being able to do a kind of gathering and eating the food that are ancestrally part of the diet is just something that has been really great and exciting, and look forward to updating you on how it goes. Thanks so much.